Hi, my name is Rich. You're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is part of the ongoing campaign, 3 years running now. So the first game that I've run on channel in 2021. Oh my gosh, we've passed 2020. Rear view. Anyway, these folks have all played games already in the new year, but this is new for me. Star Wars Saturdays is this anthology campaign that I've been running for a while now for the Gauntlet, which is this awesome community of online tabletop RPG fans, small press, small book, indie, and OSR style games. And in Star Wars Saturdays every month, I choose a different RPG. Some of them make returns, and people will gather from the Gauntlet and make characters, and we tell stories through that month. And sometimes we have recurring characters. We have a couple of recurring characters in this series. And I have a loose timeline that has moved forward starting from just after New Hope-ish, I believe. And we are currently now past Return of the Jedi. So I kind of think it as the Mandalorian-ish timeline because that's everybody's favorite media touchstone right now. I'm using a little bit of the expanded universe, but the only thing you really need is to have seen the original trilogy. If you've seen Mandalorian, it helps because it's awesome, and or Story of Fate that Star Wars can be amazing. So one of the expanded universe things that I'm using in this game is the idea of this guy named Warlord Zsinj. In the expanded universe, after Palpatine died, there was a bunch of Imperial remnants, and while the New Republic was taking control of the world, liberating many planets from the clutches of the Empire, this guy named Zsinj, who was a Grand Moff, decided he wasn't going to give up, and he actually expanded his original area, took over a large section of the galaxy. It was quite a threat for a few years, and this is a story we're telling with Warlord Zsinj, part of it. So Warlord Zsinj, his empire, the idea is that hopefully you guys are going to be part of the thrust from the New Republic, unofficially trying to encroach on Warlord Zsinj. Officially, the New Republic at this point are dealing with other fires throughout, so you guys don't have a whole lot of funding. Your group will be working under the command of General Hera Syndulla, and she has assigned kind of a person who's in charge of this particular operation, Major Leda Mothma. Yes, Leda Mothma is the daughter of Mon Mothma. For folks who've been playing Star Wars Saturdays for a long time, she was a college student in the first year of Star Wars Saturdays until the Imperials found out about her and she had to be rescued. And so she then joined the officer ranks because in Star Wars, she can make rank real fast. Who knows? Maybe she has force powers. You're a general immediately if you have force powers, guys. And if you're a scoundrel, you get to be made a commander. It's crazy. Where do they get these ranks from? Anyway, Major Leda Mothma is the person who has assigned all of you this mission. She'll be your primary point of contact. We are playing HyperspaceD6, the player-faced edition. That's a whole lot of words. Hyperspace is someone taking the Weston Games D6 system, the original Star Wars RPG, which I have a very soft spot in my heart for because it's the first Star Wars RPG I ever played. Also, the folks who worked at Weston Games in the 90s, they had to figure out how a lot of Star Wars worked. And there's a whole lot of adventures and names and tech that the RPG created, the folks for the RPG created, that got brought into some of the expanded universe, and eventually some bits of it became a canon within the Star Wars movies. It's amazing. I love that symbiotic relationship. It's kind of the first multimedia idea that I ever experienced, and I have a soft spot in my heart. However, I've also had this weird thing in Star Wars Saturdays where I've never used an official Star Wars RPG, and I'm not going to start now. So someone whose name's Matt Click created a very stripped down version of the Weston Games D6 system using Open D6, which is where the folks who had the system made it a Creative Commons thing. I went in and further hacked it so that all the players are making rolls. So if you go and you find Hyperspace, D6 and you're like, version 1.5, these rules don't make any sense. It's because I did 1.6. Because I like Lady Blackbird and Apocalypse World, and I grabbed some of those bits and glom them onto here. I believe it's functional. We'll find out. I'm pretty confident that we're going to make this awesome. The general storyline that we're kicking off with comes from the Age of Rebellion beginner game. Just because I've said I've never run an official Star Wars RPG, that just means the system. I've stolen many adventures because it's fun. And so that's all the setup. These guys are going to be dealing with a place called Whisper Base, which we'll learn a bit more about soon. Let me quickly, before we go around the horn and introduce characters, take a look and talk about our safety. So we have lines and veils. A line means this is a line we do not cross. We're not interested in this being part of our storyline. And we have 3 lines: line against sexual assault, sexual violence, or coercion, torture by PCs, and pandemics. Totally cool with all those. Good call. And then we don't have any veils at this point, but I'm going to stick one on consensual sexual content. If people are going to hook up, I'd rather fade black. This, hashtag not my Star Wars. Sexy Star Wars, it totally has a place in many places, but it's not going to happen in my game. And then we have an ask first, which means contextually this could be okay, but before you introduce the content, please check in with the table. And if any one of us is like, can you try it a different way, then let's table that and perhaps find another way. Well, not perhaps, definitely let's find another way. And remember that we're here to have a good time, and sometimes things can strike us odd, and there you go. So the ask first is on suicide. And then on top of that, we have the X card, which is very, when I was talking before, like sometimes things can strike you odd. It may be a thing that you're like, I didn't stick a line or veil on it because I didn't realize that we were going to have to do a thing. So didn't realize we were going to run into certain things. Some people have X carded particular names. Hey, can we not have Joey? Right? I happen to know a Joey or whatever, right? So anything can be X carded. It's totally cool. Just what happens with an X card is I'll pause the game. I'm not going to ask you to explain why. You don't have to tell me that your cousin Joey, stiffed you on a bill and you got this ongoing family feud going on. I don't need to hear that. I trust you. You need an X card. You X card it. I will pause the game just to make sure in case it's not very clear to me, because sometimes I can be a little dense. And then we excise it from our play and we move on. No fuss, no muss. I would rather you use an X card than not. And then the last thing I'll say about the X card that's very important to me because I've experienced it is sometimes you run into your thing and you're like, it's a little like, I feel a little sketch, but you let it go because you're thinking, well, it's just like a thing. And then it happens a couple more times and you're like, okay, this is bothering me now. You can still X card. Nobody's going to go, wait a second, you let it go earlier, like, so you have to let it go forever. No, that's not true. So even if you're like, I can deal with this, and then later you're like, no, seriously, this is harshing my vibe, you can still X card. We'll still work around it. It is totally cool. Don't worry about it. So all of that out of the way. Let's go around the horn, and if you could introduce yourself and then tell us a bit about your characters. The first time this team, well, maybe it's not the first time. Let's find out more about the team as we go. I'm going to start from the right-hand side of the character keeper and head towards the left, which means, Will, you get to go first. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Will. My pronouns are he, him, as are those of Keltrazik, Lieutenant Keltrazik, who started off as a trainee a long time at the Bounty Hunters Guild a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and has followed the Galactic Civil War to becoming a commando from the Rebel Alliance to the New Republic, leaving the Bounty Hunter life behind and becoming much more hard-bitten and soldiery over time, I think.
Indeed. All right. I've loved enjoying that. Those are all happen in session, watching Kel develop from this like fresh-faced trainee to the hard-nosed soldier. I love it. Sabine, you're up. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns. I'm playing today Sarah Tarvo, who uses she, her pronouns. Sarah Tarvo is a Siberian, but she didn't grow up on Siberia. She was found on a slaver's ship and rescued by some people who were actually liberating those slaves. And one of them, a Weequay named Grask Tarvo, kind of, sort of adopted her, sporadically at least, and taught her stuff about piloting a spaceship. Maybe that wasn't so very well advised, but no, well, now she considers herself quite the pilot. She won the minus cluster Tour de Minos, so the minus cluster race. So yeah, she has some at least some background that she can say, yeah, I'm a pilot, I can prove it. Also, she's wanted by the Sigerian royal family because she might be a member of them, but when her uncle finally caught up with her, she cheated him on out of a lot of money and publicly humiliated him while throwing away the family's traditional hereditary electro whip to a crowd of people who were only too happy to snatch it up and sell it for lots of credits. So now they are not too happy, or maybe they are, who knows. Sarah doesn't. Sarah is not a member of the Republic forces or anything, but her pupsy was somehow caught up in a war again. And when they rescued him, something went a bit awry, and now she's making up for that by taking on this mission, basically. She's a member of a mercenary guild, the Unbound, and she has connections there still, so that's her edge.
Interesting. Not one of these New Republic soldiery fools, just hired for the job. We'll see how that works out. That's great.
I mean, it's hired, more like wrangled into the job, but exactly. she's fine with that. That everything is going to be fine, and she'll fly you there, and then she'll fly away again, or something, and she maybe kick this warlord's butt, but you know,
we'll see. David, you're up.
Hi everybody, I'm Dave Walker. I'm he, him, and I am playing the Wookiee Zhao Pier, who is he, him. Zhao Pier is the Chainbreaker, the scion of the Midral clan. He is the hero of the Battle of Kawer Forest, where he stole the force pike of Cassie Antum and freed his people. But that is not enough, because Cassie Antum was but a chain-wearing dog, and it is master, the Warlord Zsinj, that I have quested from Kashyyyk to take back and deal with the payment in kind for this enslavement of my people. I am a Wookiee noble. I am here by valor, not because I am the daughter of someone famous.
Oh man, that's a little slam on poor Lady Mothma. You know, she earned her officer ranks, supposedly. That's awesome, Dave. That is really, really cool. I'm looking forward to more about Zhao Pier, the Star Forger. Very cool. Last but certainly not least, Cody, you're up.
Hey, I'm Cody. I use he, him pronouns. Today I'm playing Tamit Ardand, a New Republic scout. He's addicted to stims, and he had a little bit of inheritance, spent it all on a blaster, and got into the war, I guess. Don't know much more about him at this moment. We'll find out as we go.
Certainly will. That is really cool. So, with our safety tools out of the way, all of our characters introduced, let's real quick. So, Zyra, you were hired to work here. Zhao Pier, is that a thing that you took care of or arranged in any way?
Oh no, I mean, I I imagine that this was like a, hey, you've got sorry, you've got some stuff to make right here, okay? And she was, yeah, okay, I've got this ship, maybe I can fly a mission or two for you. And then they said, hey, you want to go and kick Warlord Zsinj's ass? And she was like, yeah, I like that, actually. That's fine.
Okay.
Don't even have to pay me a lot.
But so Zhao Pier, just the acknowledgement or the need for a pilot, is that something that the Zhao Pier saw, or do you think it just was handled by Major Mothma?
I think Zhao Pier would wish for others to come on this important quest with them, but this would be their own choice. He won't pay them to do this act of honor. It is for their own internal moral compasses to find their true norths.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, cool. Now, you guys flew in on this rickety but fast, ancient, like old Republic transport that was named the Dreaming Gundark, but also called the Glowing Sunspark at one point, and like
It has
something.
lots of names.
It has lots of names. It
yeah.
seems like it's interchangeable. And among the crew that came with the ship is a Ratataki named Ivory. So, Tamit, what was your first impression of the young? Both Ivory and Zyra are obviously like teenagers or young adults. Harataki is kind of hard to tell, but they both seem to interrelate that way. What's your first impression of Tamit? Like how Tamit of Ivory?
I think Tamit's first impression of them is one that they're young, but it's not surprising. The Galactic Civil War and this shakeup afterwards has kind of drawn everybody into all sorts of business. I think he recognizes that Ivory has a lot of jewelry, and that speaks to maybe she's got some money, or maybe she just put it all into that. But yeah, I think that's where he's coming from. I think he kind of sees that, you know, these people have obviously had a hard go of it if they're young and they're doing this kind of work. Tamina himself has been in it for a while, and I think he recognizes that kind of maybe not desperation, but that kind of like, well, they're doing what they need to do to survive.
So then the real important question is, did you let Ivory pierce your ear when she asked very nicely?
No, he did not. Say the thing about
it hardly hurts.
That great hardly hurt, but the thing about it can't be having pierce ear that could get infected in the scout, and it can't in the wilderness and whatnot. Can't do.
Okay, awesome. So you roundly refused such things. Kel, the astromech on the Gundark is R15N, also known as Riffin. Riffin has a very dark sense of humor, making cracks about missions that you're not going to survive, and enjoying giving you the odds of survival often. How have you dealt with Riffin? Like, what is the relationship you've developed with Riffin so far?
Well, Riffin reminds me of my my former compatriot D0R. I often wonder what he's doing on Glissadriel, but well, you tell me the odds. It sounds like you want to make a bet, and so far I'm coming up ahead, little droid.
Nice. Yeah, Riffin is definitely keeping track of this ongoing bet, like credit system of credits that Riffin owes you right now, because Riffin's always betting against you guys.
Yeah, and it comes out of the Gundak's price, I imagine, at the end. I'll leave Riffin to square that away with Zyra.
Jalpir, what have you, in the barracks that you've been provided on the Dreaming Gundark, what have you put up in your room that talks a little bit about your heritage or your nobility?
I think Joe Pierre carries with him a small sapling taken from the forest that he tends to and prunes like a little like, oh my god, my brain's just gone down that Japanese tree cutting thing.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh shoot, what is
bonsai?
Bonsai. Thank you.
But he has that, which is an act of quiet contemplation. And then he has the bowcaster gifted to him by his father that he has sworn to use to kill Warlord Zsinj. Other than that, his quarters are Spartan. He has a bed. He has somewhere to sit and to think. That is luxury.
Ooh, so he denies himself many of the luxuries of okay, that is really cool. I like that a lot. And then Timit, where can people most often find you on the Dreaming Gundark? What part of the ship do you, if this were a Mass Effect game, and I
Right.
was Shepherd, and I wanted to find Tammet. Where would I go?
To find Tammet, I think you'd find him nearby the bunks. He kind of sticks to the whatever quarters he's been given, sleeping as much as possible, and using using a couple of tools to dial in his scope. That's where he's at. He's at the bunks. He's resting because he never knows when he's going to get the next shot at it. You take advantage of it every chance you can get. Sometimes you might find him scrounging through the med bay, but you don't know what he's doing there.
Okay, cool. So no one has yet caught you with these stims, or is one person aware of your burden?
I am open if anybody would like to be aware. I think Lieutenant Kell definitely knows that I have a taste for these things, 100%.
Nice. Okay, cool. I like it a lot. Okay, cool. If you guys could all mute, I'm going to do a thing. Let's pray to God that it doesn't turn green. And let's hope that it doesn't screw up. So just a moment. And we pick up with the four of you covered in sweat, although Zyra, being a cat person, you don't see any sweat on her. And you are just outside of this Imperial facility, which sits like this ugly, dull metal object shoved into the middle of the canopy and the beauty of the jungle of Arda. And so the first thing that I'd like, and I'm going to drop the crawl into chat in case people didn't catch it while it was spinning by. The first thing is that we're going to go around and each of you get to choose one condition that you have taken during the trek through the jungle of Arda 2 from the currently named Dreaming Gundark, aka the Tempest, to reach this place. You had to sit down quite a while away, and I'd love for that condition. Like, if there's a moment, each of you can do like a montage scene, and each of you get like a moment where it explains how you received that condition. Who'd like to go first?
I can go first. I'm going to choose Lost because this is a forest, but it is not Zhao Peir's forest, and he has rarely travelled from Kashyyyk. So the smells and the sensations of this jungle are strange to him. So his center is lost.
Nice. It's so close but so different that it has you disoriented. I love it. That sounds really cool.
think I'm going to take tired because, come on, I'm a pilot, not a hiker, right? I mean, I'm quite. No, wait, I'm tired for another reason. I'm not tired because I'm not a hiker. I'm tired because I'm a climber. And there are lots of trees and I have to climb them. Not all of them, but some of them, just to look at stuff. And there is so many interesting things here that you can look and take pictures from. And also, I mean, I do a lot of graffiti, and you've seen that on the Dreaming Gundar. And well, I have to get my inspiration somewhere. So yeah, that's why I'm tired, because I've probably walked double the distance that I should have, and faster. And that's why I'm tired a bit.
Great.
I think Tammet is angry, and that's because these two non-soldiers, these civilians they seemingly have with them, are doing the worst job of scouting through these woods he's ever seen. Climbing up these trees, giving yourself away, getting lost and turn. Tammet's constantly having to, go back and get Zhao for her and be like, no, we're going this way now. And it's such a pain for him.
Nice.
Is the idea that we all choose different ones, or is it okay to just choose the same
You can
ones?
re-choose somebody else's. That's totally cool.
Cool. I think though, I think something in these woods in this jungle is hunting us. Yeah, hunted.
Ooh. Nice. Yeah, I think there was a moment when Lieutenant Kel Trazik was waiting yet again for Zyra to climb down a tree, and you saw a winged beast, like a almost like a pterodactyl looking creature, like fly above. And before it was something like maybe high up in the clouds, but this one was close enough to where it gave you a sneaking suspicion.
Yeah. I guess even Zhao Pierre notices that the jungle falls quiet around us.
I love it. Cool. So the four of you are now, and I'm going to unhide the whisper base you do have, provided by Major Mothma, the standard data files on whisper base. You're currently near the maintenance entrance, which leads to the garage. And you guys need to slice your way. I just love that term, Star Warsy term. You need to slice your way in to get into the maintenance entrance to begin your work. Who wants to give that a shot?
While Tammet doesn't have a slicing gear, he does have some skills with computers. So I'd be happy to take over that if we need it. That'd only be, I don't know if we want to hash out dice. It's 3D for me if somebody is rocking some more stuff in computers.
We're all on 3D, I think, from the looks of it. None of us are particularly technical.
All right. Tammet it is.
Okay, now don't forget, you're rolling your attribute. If you have a skill in it, then you add those two together. If you want to spend character points, you can do it after the roll. And a character point is 1 per 1d. In the force point, though, you do need to make that decision before you roll, because you roll double dice. The difficulty here is, luckily, easy. So you need a 10 or better.
All right. No force die here. Just rolling straight, I think. Let's see here. So 3d6. Let me separate them.
Do you need to mark off one as your destiny die, though?
Yes, you do need to define one as a destiny.
One of them has to be the destiny die?
One of them needs to be a destiny die.
All right. So that one will be the destiny die. The destiny die that we have in the middle. I don't know if you guys are looking to roll with me. I'm
seeing 4 dice move all at once.
Yeah, listen, I got it. All right,
it's okay.
So here's the roll. There we go. We're selecting these 3. I got a 13.
Oh, nice.
I was a 6.
Yeah, that is super duper good. So, yeah, Tammet, you find that and you slice in. You're able to operate the lock, and you realize that you can even access, if you have some kind of oculars on here, you could access the cameras in the garage itself.
When you say if you have some sort of oculars, meaning if I had oculars, or inside, if there is cameras, I can access them.
Yes, you can access the cameras. That's what I mean. You asked me
Okay.
either or, and I answered yes, which is not the way you answer an either or question. Sorry.
Well, that's fine, Rich, and I forgive you because forgiveness is divine. Yeah, Tammet is going to then, is knowing that he has this extra little step, he's going to scout ahead, if you will, and look into the garage.
Cool. So looking ahead, you see that this garage is generally the entrance to Whisper Base, and you see that there are 3 troopers here. None of them have weapons. They seem to be working on a couple of the speeder bikes, stripping them down, just doing regular maintenance at this point. And you see that the doors out of the garage, there are 2 sets of doors. Both of them are currently closed. There's also a droid in here. It looks like a labor droid.
Okay. With that, Tammet turns to Lieutenant Kell and he lets him know. He says, "Hey, Bob, we got 3 trooper in there with 1 droid, closed door, no weapon."
Well done. I think we can take that. Zhao Pierre, you good with that bowcaster? It goes straight through stormy armor, right?
Just a raised eyebrow and a growl. Even the assumption that he would not be good with it.
That's
Oh,
the
you
whole
know
answer.
I had to look.
I mean, a letter opener goes through stormy armor, so
Listen, it's tougher than it looks. Well, I don't know how combat works in this game, but it feels to me that this is the perfect opportunity for us to each take a stormtrooper, and it'd be like a sort of like the doors open and then.
Yep. And just so we're clear, these are not stormtroopers. These are lowly Imperial troopers. I dropped a pic in chat of what these fellows look like.
So they're just wearing uniforms. They're not wearing
Yeah, they're
armor.
just wearing unis. They're not wearing armor. They have the dorky helmets. Cool. So you guys open up the garage and just not a die roll thing, but there's a comm line that Major Mothma told you guys cut this comm line so that it cuts Whisper Base off from the outside world so they can't communicate out. And you guys head into the garage, moving quickly, of course, not super quietly. But anyway, we're going to enter combat, friends. So if you want the way that combat works in this game, this is going to be fun. So when combat breaks out, everybody will make a perception check to determine the order for the combat. Yep. So everybody gets to roll your per, which I believe is 3D for everybody.
Do we use is one of them a Destiny die in every roll?
We don't have to worry about the Destiny die because we're just looking to see who goes first here. This is gonna be wild. This may be a thing where I do away with initiative, but we'll see. We'll see.
I've not used this dice roller before. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my.
Oh, it's okay. We'll figure it out.
What's going on? Is someone else the red dice? That's what I think. I thought I was red dice.
I just added the red dice just now because
right,
I was
that's
like, oh, is somebody else the purple dice? So I will take
I'm the purple dice. These
Okay,
are
so-
I'm the
So
purple
Teen's the
dice.
purple dice. I'll be the red dice. David, if you would like to choose a color.
I'm gonna use orange dice. That's what was confusing me. I'm like, did I put dice in? I'm not. How many dice do I want? 1, 2.
Looks like you added in gray dice. You have to click on the color box.
No one else is great, so I think I'm
Gray works, yeah.
all right.
And you moved them over to the far right. Cool.
Yeah, my total was 8 only.
Okay.
14 for Tammet.
Saw that.
I just figured I'd announce it for the recording.
Thank you.
Got a 9 for the recording.
Okay. And Dave, what'd you get? Looks like you got a 7.
I got a 7. I'm too busy growling at I'm too busy drowning.
The scout's the first one to go. Damn it, you come in, you see these guys. One of them looks up from the speeder bike, like he's pulled up he's like sitting on the back of this, like the engine part, and he's pulled up the seat, and he was down in there working on some of the wiring. And he looks up, when he sees you, he starts immediately reaching for a blaster pistol. What do you do, Tamit?
Oh, Tamit fires on him before he even has a chance. Gives him 2 quick double tap, right in the chest.
Wow, awesome. Give me I think this is pretty easy, so give me a blaster roll against a difficulty of 10.
All right. And I know that I said 2 shots, 1 to the chest and torso. Don't worry about it. This guy has a chest and a torso. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
You're rolling 5D because your blaster's 1, dexterity is 4.
Oh, I forgot to designate a destiny die.
Oh man, you'll get used to this soon.
I'll re-roll all of it.
Okay.
And I got a 2 on the destiny, 10, 12, 23 or something like that.
Holy cats. Yeah, you take him out. These guys are one-hit wonders. It's like the movies. You hit him in the chest and torso. Torso's like evidently the stomach or something. He falls, like he flies back. These are blasters. I don't know if you guys remember like blasters in Empire Strikes Back. The things were like blowing up parts of walls. So this guy gets thrown back. He flies back off of the speeder bike, rolls a couple times. He is dead. Faux show. Zara, you are next. You see that those 2 troopers, one of them who was working on the ATST, he has quickly tried to climb up the ladder. He thinks, I'll get in the ATST. It's armored. I'll be okay.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I've got 2 guys with guns who seems one is a soldier, the other one is a Wookiee. They seem to know what they're doing. Me, I'm gonna sneak into the base.
Okay, so you're just letting them handle all of the combat stuff.
There are 3 guys on their side. There are 3 guys on my side. Why should I enter any sort of combat thingy here? I think everything was better served if I sneak ahead and figure stuff out.
Okay, cool. So you are gonna slip in and head towards one of the doors to try to figure that out. Sounds good.
Yeah, because they have a ship here, right? And if I can get to that ship, I can fly that ship, and then I can blow up the base.
So, Lieutenant Keltrezik, you are up next. You've got one guy who's climbing.
Don't
up.
I have to roll for that, or do I
You're
do it?
You're just crossing.
Okay.
You'll get to the doors. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
They're going to be firing at the people with guns before they bother with the cat person.
I go for the one that's about to climb into the heavily armed scout walker.
Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all. Cool. He's
so,
moving and is a little bit further away. So I'm going to say the difficulty is a 15. It's moderate.
Okay. And I roll my dexterity plus my blasters. Is that correct?
That's correct, for a total dice of 4.
And I need to destiny one as a destiny dice,
Yes, one of those definitely should be a destiny die.
Okay, so I'll just add that black dice as a destiny die now. And I got 12 for only 14 on the dice roll, I guess.
Okay. Do you want to you need a 15? Do you want to burn a character point or just miss? It's okay if you miss. I just wanted to give you that opportunity.
Yeah, do I normally declare character points before rolling, or can I do them after?
You can do character points after rolling.
Yeah, then I'll declare a character point. And so
Okay.
I roll another dice, is that right?
Yes, you roll one more dice. It is not a destiny die, it's just a die.
Well, that was a 5. So
okay.
That's way over it now.
You're good. You went from squeak by to way over it. You hit him right as he thrown back the hatch and was about to dive in.
Can I specify it's a stun blast?
Ooh, you certainly can. So we see the concentric circles come out and it hits him and he shocks and he falls down. It's like, 15 feet, but he lands hard on the plated floor. He's gonna be hurting, but yeah, you didn't kill him. And then next we have Jalpir. Jalpir, so there's one last Imperial trooper and he is drawing a bead on you, I think. What do you do?
Jalpir looks him into the eyes and lets out a roar. I'm going to try to intimidate that guy to drop his weapon because someone alive will be more useful to us. He will know how this place works.
All right. We're going to call that a moderate difficulty because he's got a blaster and you are intimidating.
I got a bowcaster. It's
Yeah, you've
my
got
gun's
a
bigger than his.
bowcaster. It's true. Your intimidate has no dice in it, so you're going with your strength roll. So go ahead and roll a 3D. And you're going to need a moderate, so 15. Good luck.
That's a 12, but I think I'll spend a character point for an extra dice. I roll a 4, so that's a 16.
Okay, and a 5 on the destiny dice sounds good. 16 just barely gets it. The guy sees all of you guys taking out his buddies, and he steps back and he drops his little blaster carbine and steps back and just puts, hey, well, they don't pay me enough. Technically, they don't pay me at all. So, Zyra, you have made your way over to the doors. And you're checking them out. You do see that if you had a code cylinder, you could easily open this up with no problem whatsoever.
And I guess these guys over there, they have code cylinders, probably,
Yeah.
right?
Certainly.
Okay. So I'll go over to the guy who has just surrendered and pick up his code cylinder and say, sorry, take this one. Thank you.
No idea why you guys would be here in the middle of nowhere.
Fun.
Where are we heading to? Sorry, in this base.
Cool.
We need to cut the comm line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here are the primary objectives. There is a, as you can see from the map, there is a single shuttle bay there is a Lambda shuttle currently parked there. You need to deal with that. There's also the command center. So you need to take control of that as well. There is a lieutenant who is in charge of Whisper Base, who would be the most important ranked official to take care of here.
Do we know the name of that lieutenant? Is that Lieutenant?
Yes, Lieutenant Save.
Now, when you say take care of, have we been instructed to take prisoners, or is this there's 4 of us, we're taking care of them?
Adrian Mothman was not clear about the level of violence to perpetrate, so it's really it's up to Lieutenant Trazik as to how you deal with that.
We are kind of the forward. We're supposed to take over Whisper Base rather than kill destroy it, blow it up, right?
Right.
My assumption has been that we're like the forward party, and more Republic troops might come in after we've seized like a staging point, basically.
Yes.
So we Kel will say, look, if they come out blasting, then you blast them back, right? But if you can get them to surrender, then they can tell us all kinds of secrets about Zsinj and his operations. This is a listening post, after all.
Yeah, but I understand that. But you got one prisoner, we can kill the rest, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm your prisoner. I'm the prisoner.
Yeah, like that. Who are you? What's your rank?
Yeah, I'm Private Baku.
I don't think he's our prison boss.
No, but he can tell us. Where's Lieutenant Save this time of day?
Oh, Save's probably in CNC. He kind of notions with his head, with his hands still up.
CNC being
command and control. So if you look at there's a control center that is directly to the west.
Oh yeah, not too far away from here, actually.
No, not too far at all.
No. Okay.
You guys better be careful though. Boys in white are always around the control center. Stormtroopers. He says it with fear, like he's afraid of stormtroopers.
How many stormies are we talking about?
Usually 4 or 5 around the control center.
Okay.
And how many in total are there on this base?
Currently on it's a squad. Not many rotate in and out. This has been the longest detail.
Yeah, pretend I don't know how many stormtroopers are in the squad.
Oh, like 12.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I'm gonna prod Private Baku with my blaster carbine and tell him that if you want to be the prisoner, you better be more specific. Anything you can give us, good. Anything you can't, I got itchy trigger finger.
I mean, they don't really talk to me. I'm just maintenance.
You're not doing a good job speaking for yourself and nobody talking to you.
I don't know what I can't really understand you very well.
Where's the shuttle? Where's the shuttle bay? We cut off his escape route. We'll be able to either pin him into that center, or we can cause him to flush and ambush him on the way to his shuttle.
Oh, the shuttle bay is on the other side of the base. You'd have to go through everything. Past the mess hall, the comm room, everything.
We could go around.
Listen. Maybe it's just an idea, but you're our pilot, right? And you like flying things and stealing things, huh? Now we spook the lieutenant. First thing he's going to do, first thing all Imperial officers do is run for the escape pod.
Yeah. So?
Well, maybe he just walks straight into your hands.
Okay, I've got a blaster. I can set it to stun.
Yeah. I mean, you grab one of these boys' helmets and put on the uniform, you might be able to pass at a glance, too.
My ears don't move like that.
How big are the ears on your character? Sorry.
I mean, they're just on top of her head and you squash them. You push
yeah.
her. I mean, she can put on the helmet, but it's not fun.
Yeah. Star Wars logic. All the stormtrooper armor is all of the same height as well, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Anyways, well, what do you guys want to do as a thing? Because we're going to come in. We're going to go very loud again if we go straight in through the doors to the control center. But I'm wondering if there's maybe somewhere we can lock down to like. I know Jauper's happy to just wade his way through the stormtroopers, force pike in hand. But
yeah, I kind of wonder if it's great that the lieutenant's in the control center and we can get there quick, but should we first cut the comm line before? So should we go to the communications room first, so that nothing gets out in case things go sideways?
I mean, we don't have to go all on the same team. You three could go in the control center and make a lot of noise, and I can go and be quiet and go either for the shuttle or for the comm link, for the comm thingy. I mean, I can put on that helmet for a bit. I mean, I won't hear that well, but
listen, kid, yeah, no offense, but I send you off on your own, you get killed. Grask is gonna eat me alive.
Grask knows that I'm on my own. Hey, I had to drag his ass out of the trenches last time, right?
It's even more reason for us not to let you get killed.
I won't get killed.
How about me and Jauper go take care of the control center? See, once we seize that, maybe we can lock some blast doors down, like get on top of the situation. But you guys go make sure the comms are down and no one can tell anyone the base is under attack. Longer we leave these the listening post running. I mean, hey, maybe we can do this without being compromised at all. Get a few more days of intel.
Tammet starts stripping down and taking the uniform of one of the troopers in the garage. He's not wearing armor anyway, so
because the other one, there's like the whole chest and torso part of his uniform's ruined from the blaster.
Yeah, chest and torso. Yeah, Tammet just kind of looks at it and shrugs. It's good enough.
I think we've got three, right? You can't take the one that was stunned. And I take the helmet of this guy. You won't mind, right? You won't. Thank you.
No, that's fine. Are you guys recruiting? I could totally be a rebel. I mean, New Republic.
Dude, I'm
Well-
a merc. Don't talk to me.
You'd be surprised how many people we get that way, son. You
Okay.
behave yourself, maybe I'll put in a good word.
Okay.
Now, any surprises that you want to tell us about?
I mean, it's just no. We've got these. He points at the ATSTs, and there's another base here on planet. You guys knew about that, right?
We did think there was one, but you know where it is?
I do.
All right. You type it into this here data pad, and you know, we'll pump in for as much surface level information as possible, I guess. And then I will stun him the second the conversation ends. So I pat him on the shoulder and I go, "Welcome to the New Republic, son," and then just stun him in the stomach.
His eyes are wide as he hits the deck, and yeah. So, Tammet, you're now dressed as a Imperial trooper to the best of your ability.
To the best of my abilities. Is there any way? Is there controls in the garage to like shut down access to the ATSTs and the speeder bikes? Like, I guess we could close the doors behind us, but is there anything like, locking mechanisms or anything like that?
Yeah,
I mean,
the Star Wars method, we shoot the controls.
yes, but shooting the controls. You're talking about shooting the controls for the garage so that people can't open the door.
Oh, shooting the controls for the ATSTs. We might still need to get out of here, right? And then we could use the speeder bikes.
Yeah.
So
Why aren't we using the ATSTs? I am pretty sure if one of those was knocking on my door, I would wish to come out sooner rather than later.
Yes, except the ATSTs are big enough to where they can basically walk out the garage door. They can't really walk down the hallways of Whisper Base. It's definitely a good intimidating thing to use against anyone outside, but on inside, you basically fire into the doors, and then if they don't come to the doors, you're not going to be
oh,
out.
wait. If we can take an ATST outside and then go around the base and back to where the ship is, the Nylos is, could we just shoot our way into that?
I think there's a cliff. The way the base
Oh,
is like it's placed,
yeah.
Yeah, you scroll to the bottom there. It's a cliff.
Okay.
It's a
Damn.
cliff. Also,
Okay.
it's got two very large quad turbo laser turrets. And if you come around with an ATST and start firing, they'll be surprised for a moment, and then they may fire back. So
Yeah,
it's
okay.
dangerous.
Okay.
Now listen, Japir, I know breaking the chains and everything is a loud and glorious combat, but trust me, in the Rebel Alliance, sometimes the quiet thing is the best thing.
Yeah, I'm all for the quiet thing. I just thought, well, we have these, could use these. I've always wanted to pilot one of these, but okay,
Well,
I guess.
I promise it's yours after we take the base.
Don't promise anything you can't keep, Lieutenant. And I wink at you.
It would be so much greater if we could hear the screams as we obliterated their base.
Well, we can do that with the next one, huh? Okay, well, I think Kel will, because I don't have any armor, so there's no downside in doing it. If there is a Imperial, Zyra and Tama, are you both dressed as troopers now?
I've got a helmet on, and I might have a jacket, yeah.
Yeah, then there's no one left, because we blew one guy to pieces with that blaster fighter, so...
Tammet actually has his, he's wearing the bottom half of the uniform, and the top half, it's kind of like wrapped around his waist, or like pulled back as if, and he's got like his undershirt, so it looks like he's been working in the garage, it's like, oh, I'm off duty, maybe. As opposed to, glaring laser burns in the chest.
Cool, well then I will take the third one, and I will go with Jaupir. I guess we're sort of like doing the, infiltrating the Death Star approach. If you wait for the Stormies to walk past, and then you sort of like scamper down the corridor to the door, and yeah.
Okay, so we're clear. All four of you want to make your way to the control center?
Oh.
I believe that is not correct, Rich. I think we're doing the classic split the party.
All right.
Yeah.
Splitting the party.
Yeah.
The sneaky ones are going to go to the communications room, and the ones who can rip people's arms off and the soldier are going to go to the command center.
Should we, Will, do you think we should, or Kel, I guess, should we set like a time, like we're going to breach the command center at this time. You're going to hit it at this time to ensure there's no
Well,
possibility.
we've all got comlinks.
All
That's
got
right.
comlinks. We
So-
just can shout at each
You
other.
got to spend 25 credits for those. You better get use out of them.
Yeah.
75. We've got the good ones. The Apple comics, so no Android nonsense.
Right. All right. So then Zyra and Temet are headed to the communications room,
Yes.
while Jalpir and Lieutenant Trazik are headed to the control center. Cool. Sounds good. So let's pick up with the... Oh, let's actually check in. You know what? It's a good time for us to take a mid-game bio break. It is 19 till. Oh, I didn't even see the note. Ha! But you've read my mind.
I just
awesome.
typed it in when you said that.
Perfect. We're on the same page. All right, let's take a quick break. All right, we pick back up with Lieutenant Trazik and Jalpir. The two of you use one of the cold cylinders from the troopers to open the doors into the hallway, skulk down the hallway to make your way to the command or the control center, which was just to the left. So you only really have one hallway to worry about from the point that you went. So the two of you are headed to the left, and then we see Temet and Zyra headed towards the right as they are headed towards the communications room. But it's important for the control center to be taken over. So let's go ahead and pick up with that. So there's actually a cool here. I'm just going to show the pig rather than worry about it too much. But this is what the two of you see, Lieutenant Trazik and Jalpir, as you guys make your way to your objective. I mean, this guy totally had more than 750 credits to start with. Sorry, but here's the cool command and the control center. You see there are a number of stormtroopers in here and a few other troopers who are working at the controls. And you see that they don't have a whole lot of eyes on Whisper Base. They are checking comm traffic throughout this part of the sector, logging, filing, and grabbing details. So, Lieutenant Trazik, it's your show. What do you want to do at the control center here? Oh, and you do see sitting at a desk, reading a data pad. One more picture I'll show you. This is Lieutenant Save.
I'm wondering whether to throw a grenade in and then try and stun Save, because I imagine him not being clustered around the stormtroopers.
No, he's off on the side. He's in like a manager's cubicle kind of type deal.
Yeah, so I start doing commando sign to Jalpir.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Jalpir gets it or not. Or if he just lets out a huge roar and runs in around the corner before I can do anything. Yeah, I think that's what you hear as a grenade goes tink, tink, tink onto the floor into the room.
Awesome. This is an easy roll, but let's just
Yeah.
see if you throw it well enough. Throw is underneath dexterity, so you're rolling a base 3D. Don't forget to make one of those a destiny die.
Okay, I'll just do the right hand one.
Just need a 10.
Well, once again, I am just underneath it. So
Yeah,
I'll add another one with a character point,
Okay.
and now it's 12.
Okay.
My
you're down
destiny
to-
die was a 3. I don't know if that means anything.
No, 1s and 6s are the only time that destiny die has
Okay.
an effect. So
Cool. So yes, that's a 12, and a frag grenade is 3 harm to each target in short range.
yes. Sweet. So tink, tink, tink. And one of the stormtroopers is able to see it and says, "It's a grenade!" Boom! And the explosion throws it destroys one of the control panels and smokes everywhere. They are quickly scrambling for blaster carbines. Jalpir, you also have surprise. What are you doing?
So how many stormtroopers have we got to get through here? with?
There were a total of 5 stormtroopers in this room. There are now 2 stormtroopers in this room.
I think Zhao Pierre storms through, taking the 2 of the stormtroopers who were shot by and stunned by the explosion, slams their heads together and roars, or maybe laughs.
Oh, I'm giggling. Awesome. So are you looking to like engage them in melee? Is that what you want to do, is beat these guys down?
Well, so what's the harm of because again, Wookiees get extra 1 dice to brawl, but what's the harm of brawl? Have you set this out?
What's the harm of brawl? I'm not sure that I understand the question.
Well, if I hit them with a force pike or a bowcaster, right, I'm doing 3 harm.
Yeah.
If I'm going to brawl with bare hands, I want to slam their heads together or choke them out.
Oh, I see. How much
Same.
harm are you doing? I would say a Wookiee would do a couple harm.
Cool. So I think if they're surprised and shocked, though, I think I will go in, and it would be a brawl. I think I'm looking for. I'm just
Okay.
Crunching through armor, and actually there are armor, don't they? No, bowcaster would make more sense because bowcasters ignore armor. So
They
I
do.
will laugh at them and shoot them with the bowcaster.
Okay, so just a little bit of tech on the rules, and I know you probably already know this, Dave, but I want to make sure that everybody hears it. You can take multiple shots in a game or in an action, but what you do is for each action you take beyond the first reduces the skill checks, all of them, by 1d. So if you wanted to fire on both stormtroopers, you'd be making those 2 attacks at minus 1d.
How many stormtroopers are there in the room? Sorry?
There are 2 stormtroopers in the room who were not grenaded into oblivion.
Actually, I think this is an appropriate moment to look cool with the bowcaster, so I'd rather spend force point and double me dice.
Oh, scary.
So I presume, right, so I'll be rolling 6 dice. But I'm taking, so we're actually rolling 4 dice, I'm trying to shoot 4 of them.
Right. Yep. Because you're minus 1 die and then you're doubling that. Yes.
15.
Yes. You need 15s.
So for 6, 12. No, I've rolled a 14, so I better counterpoint as well.
Oh, man, you're still going to look awesome, though.
I'm still going to do it. It's got to be spent to look exciting. And that's a 5 on that dice. So, yes.
Perfect. Awesome. Sweet. So you fire and send one guy flying. It's kind of in the action sequence of the movie here. And somebody's like, they've got him in a gear. They're literally like yanking on a cable to make the guy fly back in the air from the terrifying power of a bowcaster. Hit your second shot. Or roll your second shot.
2, 2, 3. Oh.
Looks like a 13.
A 13.
Dang, that minus 1 die for the extra action. Gonna burn another character point?
No, I think I'll be burning through them before I blink at this rate. So
okay, sweet. So the second stormtrooper barely dodges behind one of the consoles and just it's molten from the bowcaster. But then he's gonna sneak around and he fires off a shot and hits you, Jalpier. Mark a condition unless you have armor, which I don't think anybody could afford it. So
I'm not happy being shot by a stormtrooper, so I will be. I think I will be angry.
Sweet. All he did was make you angry. That is wonderful. Trazic, you see Lieutenant Save has just basically dropped off of his chair, and now you're going to have to approach into the room, and you know he's probably grabbing out a blaster pistol of some kind, scrambling for something. Maybe he's getting his comm link, calling an emergency. What do you do, Lieutenant Trazik?
Oh, I come barreling round the door right behind Jaupir, and I'm like, I jump on the consoles, and I'm like leaping from the console to the console, like so I can come over the table and shoot
Sweet.
a stun blast down at save.
Oh, sweet. Give me a moderate difficulty on that because that's a lot going on, and make a blaster attack. So you're rolling 5D.
So I did move one of my skills around because I was thinking I wanted to be better at shooting things. And
okay, that's totally cool with me.
5D, and one of them should be the Destiny die, right?
Correct.
Oop. Sometimes when you move things on roll with me, everything moves differently.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I got a 6 on the Destiny die.
Fantastic. You look amazing. You were looking to stun him, is that right?
Yeah, I think maybe is he's whipping out like his comm link, right?
He was. He was pulling out the little comm link to call for help.
And I just kick that out of his hand as he like stands up, and then as he drops back, I shoot him with a fire 2 stun blasts into him, and then roll back into the same cover he was behind, and grab his body and haul him back.
Kick his gloved hand, and his little lipstick case comm link skitters around on the.
Since it was a 6, I kick it out of his hands, grab it out of the air, and then shoot him.
Totally. And then you stun him.
Yeah.
And Lieutenant Save falls to the floor. Jaupir, you've just been shot and made angry by this stormtrooper. And he's probably going to try to shoot you again, this time to killify you. What do you want to do about that, Jaupir?
Jaupir sees him from behind the console, growls forward, takes his head and bounces it through the console, or at least attempts to.
All right, that is an easy roll. This guy is not, the stormtrooper armor is not made for hand-to-hand combat. Don't forget that of your brawl, one of those will need to be your destiny die. So 3 regular, 1.
So that's a 12, 6, and 19.
Nice. You slam his head. He was already wounded from the grenade, and you take him out. You guys have secured the control center. You see that there are a number of, on the few working consoles, we got one of them that's still flickering, right, and it's showing up as a pixelated something, but a few others, there are some comms still coming in, like they didn't stop any of their actions. They didn't Control-Alt-Delete to stop what's going on. So you guys have taken the control center. We jump quickly to Zyra and Tammet. The two of you have, if you are looking at the Whisper base, you very quietly, stealthily moved along the corridors, past the officers' quarters, and made your way around to the communications room. Everything is going perfectly. No one has detected your presence at all. You see that there are 2 people who are manning the control room. One of them is watching some kind of like slurm ball something on the HoloNet. He's got his feet propped up on the desk, and the other one is angrily telling him to do, like, what are you doing? We need to file these reports. And he's working hard on his little data pad when there's suddenly
I'll stun that guy.
Oh, well, but first there's a giant explosion.
Oh, well, then I stun that guy.
Okay. All right, go ahead and give me this first shot will be easy. So make a blaster shot with difficulty of 10. Don't forget that one of those 4 dice you're rolling need to be.
I know.
That is a lot of good dice. That is a 20.
That is a 20, yeah. So
nice. The guy, which one did you shoot? The guy who was leaning back, or the guy who was working
the
hard?
other guy, the stuck up guy.
You never get anything for working hard. He gets shot in the back.
I mean, he gets stunned. Come on. I've listened.
He's not dead. That's true.
He's not dead.
That's true. That's true. So he falls over, and his face is on the data pad, and we see that the letter like in Aubec, like effectively one of the letters is continuing to repeat. He's still depressing that key with the side of his face. The other guy is like whipping around and trying to stand up, and he does not even have his blaster pistol. Temet, what do you do?
Yeah, the explosion kind of surprises Temet, and he chokes a little bit, and doesn't switch to stun, just fires a deadly shot at the trooper.
Okay, cool. It is an easy shot.
And the black will be the destiny die. I got a 1.
Ooh, a 1 on the
13.
destiny die. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so 1 on the destiny die. You also looks like you get exactly a 10. Yeah, so right, the difficulty was easy, and you got 4, 4, 1, and 1, right? So it was exactly
13.
a 10. Oh, 13? Was there another die I missed? Okay, yeah.
No, 4, 4, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, because it's 5 dice right here.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Am I doing
Yeah,
math?
yeah. No, I was, there's so many dice. I thought I was counting enough, but I missed one of the dice. So you are successful with a complication.
Cool.
And so when you fire on him, he falls back, and his last act, he punches this red button, and then we jump back to Lieutenant Keltrazik and Jal Piers. You guys took this, and even with a grenade going off, there are no klaxons going on.
Yeah, as Zhao Pierce slams that helmet down into the thing and the guy bounces back, I look and I'm like, look up at the signs. But I think we did it, Zhao Pierre.
The klaxon starts to go off.
Crap.
Sweet. So, yeah, Temet, the communication center is yours. Unfortunately, there's like a red light that's flashing and klaxons are going off.
Yeah,
You need to really quickly turn off comms.
Yeah, Temet like hacks up and spits a big like glob of tobacco, and he looks at Zyra and he's just like, sorry about that. They surprised me. I didn't. Can you understand me a bit better? I feel like I was gobbling in there. Anyways, let's get this off. And
go and cut the line. I go and get the ship.
Yeah, so I spit the rest of the tobacco out of my mouth and start slicing away on the computer to try and get through
Okay, so this is going to be difficult because it's not like if you had time, you could do this, but you've got to do this right the heck now.
Yeah.
Right. So this is going to be a difficult roll. You need a 20.
I got 3 dice, and that's impossible on 3 dice. So I think I got to use a force point to double it.
Okay.
You use a force point and character points afterwards?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, we had that happen earlier with somebody didn't quite get what they wanted because they were doing 2 actions. Now, just last thing, there's also helping rules in this. So you can help somebody. Let me grab this.
I can't. I'm going for the ship.
Going to do your own thing? Okay.
Oh,
totally
sure.
Cool.
I wanted to go for the ship the whole time. And now he's stuck here and I can go there. It's fine. It's great.
Oh yeah, sure. It's a good idea. All right, so you're going to double your dice. You are rolling a total of 6 then. You got a chance.
Okay, so I double the dice. I don't double the result. Okay, cool. Let me select all these bad boys. The black die is the destiny die. Destiny die of 4. Oh, geez. So I got 10.
It looks like a 17, I think, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, 17. Yeah, yep, that's a 17.
Ooh.
So I'm going to spend a character point to roll an additional die.
All right, good luck.
Yep, just the 1 character point, though. I'm limiting myself. It's all down to this. So we're going to do this.
Here we go.
Green die right here. So 17, need a 3 or higher. Get a 4. So 21 is the total result.
Squeak! Oh my goodness, that is amazing. So it's one of those where you see that the comm is coming out and it starts to bounce off of a relay, which would hit basically the Imperial's holonet. But you grab in, you silence that node at the very last second. You actually saw a couple of the strings of code heading out before you shut it down, Temet, and oh no. What has happened? You've cut off all comms outside. The Whisper base is now cut off from the Imperial communication.
I hop on my comm link to get to Trazik and Joe Peer, and I say, Lieutenant Joe Peer, the comms are down. What was the explosion? I thought we had a plan here.
Well, there were 5 stormtroopers, Tammin, and that was the only way we were getting through them. Now,
Just would have liked a heads up. We were trying to cut. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine here. How are you?
well, those are the Stormies are going to be wide awake. So, make sure you lock down the. Well, I don't know. Where's Zyra?
She took off. I think she's going to the ship. I got lost. The explosion startled me a bit, Lieutenant. It was a lot. All right, we didn't expect that.
All right. Well, they'll be coming they might be coming your way. So keep an eye out. Me and Joe Peer will radio in once we have to hunt down the Stormies now, don't we? Basically, I think is the.
Now you gotta hunt down the Stormies.
Well, they're not
Sweet.
getting anywhere.
Does he always moan like this? Boring conversation anyway.
Nice. And in the background, whenever Tim is communicating with you guys, you hear the cheering from the sports competition that the guy was watching, and of course, it sounds like they're cheering you, Tammin, because you cut down the communications out here. We flip to Zyra. So Zyra, you look at Whisper Base. You know, you head straight shot out to the lift that would take you up into
it's a
the
lift.
shuttle
Okay.
area. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And you've got the the helmet on.
Mhm.
It probably is like
Yeah.
folding your ears back. That's not
Yeah,
comfortable at
it's
all.
not comfortable. No, it's not. I imagine they're just glommed onto my head right now. I hate that, but I'm keeping my head down and walking through like I've got business to do, like I'm important. I still have the cylinder, whatever, in my head, and I'm just walking to the elevator like I've got a right to be there because I do.
Cool. Yeah, the thing is, like, this helmet doesn't cover your face, so you
That's
definitely
why
look
I'm
like
keeping
it's
it
like-
down. That's why I'm keeping my head
Okay.
down.
Okay, cool. So when the lift comes up, you actually hear a conversation ongoing.
No, that sounded like an explosion. I don't know about that. That's probably something happened in the garage. You know, those criffing idiots. Well, I'm going to check it out.
And then you hear the clip clop of stormtrooper boots as they're headed towards the lift. And when you come up on the lift, there's a stormtrooper right there with their blaster carbine.
And I'm stuttering. There was an explosion in the control center, sir. You need to get down there pronto.
You're telling him what he wants to hear, so that will
Yeah.
make this only a moderate difficulty to con him into not thinking you are a furry Zygerian who he's never worked alongside. So I think that you are trying to deceive.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm rolling with 3Ds,
You
and I
need
probably need
15.
a character point at some time. But I'll roll before. Come on, dice! Don't do that. Just roll. Oh wow! I've got a. Let me see that. That is a 7.
That is terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible. Even with a character point, I couldn't make it. Maybe it was 2, but still would have to be a good roll. So I guess no, he doesn't believe me.
It's a rebel spy.
I'm shooting him. I mean,
Hey, I
yeah.
mean, he's moving forward as well, so he's
Mhm.
going to be shoving you to the ground. You get to mark a condition, and he'll
Oh.
bring his blaster carbine up to fire upon you. But go ahead and mark
Oh,
a
no.
condition and tell me what you do back.
I feel that I'm a little trapped right now.
You are exactly trapped. Yeah, that feels appropriate.
Yeah, but I still think I need to shoot him because I don't want to be pushed down and back for my life or anything like that.
Okay, cool. So he shoved you down. Now you're going to take a shot. You're still in the lift, and there's a stormtrooper behind him. So
Yeah, I might try to get down with the lift before anything else happens, but nah, I'm that kind of kid. I'm just shooting at him
Okay.
and then trying to get off with the lift because I'm just not thinking like Oh, I can get hurt or
He's
anything.
right in your face, so it is easy
Yeah, so
difficulty. Let's see if you take him out.
see. Okay, so I need to roll for yeah. Let me roll these. Okay, yeah. I'm shooting like, I mean, come on. It's a 17.
Nice. You shoot better than you sneak, it turns out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not surprising.
Boom. Hits him in the chest. He falls back. The other stormtrooper fires on you because he was alerted by his buddy. You get to mark another condition. Things are
Oh.
starting to look dire here.
Yeah, I think I'm injured now.
I think you are. We're going to cut to Tammet. You hear blaster fire echoing down the corridors as you finish up here at the communications station.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
So there's. I'm looking at this map here. I can look down the hallway. That goes to a lift.
Yes.
The lift goes up. They're in the lift. So I hear like blaster fire coming down from the lift. Oh boy. I guess yeah, Tammet's gonna take his blaster carbine, run to the lift.
There's a ladder access, right? So you can head up a hatch if you want, because the lift is up and probably not coming down. Sure.
Well, I was gonna try and slice the panel to
try
bring
to
the
slice
lift down.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds awesome.
Oh,
Sweet. So you like pop into the panel and you start to slice. We cut to the control room. You guys at the control center have secured this. You have Lieutenant Save. Jalpir has beaten the brains out of one of the last stormtroopers, but then the klaxons go off and you hear that there are people rushing towards the control center. You hear the heavy thud of boots between the sounds of the klaxons. Lieutenant Trazik, what do you want to do?
I grab Save's code cylinder and take up a firing position. Probably, you know, like we're now the rebels in the start of A New Hope.
Totally appropriate background. What about Jalpir? You see Trazik hunker down and take some cover.
Close the blast doors. Close the blast doors.
So you do want to close the control door?
I'm gonna try and shut the blast doors and lock them from the inside.
Oh, that's easy enough. Then you can do that.
Yeah, I throw you the code cylinder. You know, like
nice.
What I would like to let me make it. I'd like to close it most of the way, but leave enough of a gap to shoot out through. I suppose would be the
okay.
Optimal. So we've got then blast door level armor between us and the stormtroopers.
Yeah, like 75% blast door and 25% for you like firing through.
Can I suggest that you do it and then you reach down and you grab one of the fallen stormtroopers and put him in between the doors so it just stops like
God.
on that, and then we're just shooting out of the firing core.
I think Jalpir may not be as bloodthirsty as you are, Lieutenant Cal. So
it's one of the dead stormtroopers. I mean, yeah.
He doesn't feel it, guys. It's okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you Jimmy open the door however it is you wish, and you start firing as you see some stormtroopers are making their way there. And when you fire upon it, it's like,
it's a criffing Wookiee.
And yeah, so you guys are now entering into. So the good news is you have a lot of armor, the blast doors. The bad news is that your firing range is pretty tight. So I'm going to say that it's moderate difficulties to hit the 4 stormtroopers that are just outside your door. And a reminder, they don't just have blaster rifles. They might have other weapons.
What?
They might. So let's have the two of you guys go ahead and roll your initiative, which, if I remember correctly, Rich double checks the rules, is a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need to worry about destiny die on that. You just roll it.
Got 9.
Okay.
11.
Jalpir, you're right there up front. And they are firing, trying to basically a couple of shots hit the blaster doors. And what do you want to do?
Well, if these stormtroopers might have extra weapons, Mr. GM, then I would suggest the stormtroopers in here might have grenades on their belts as well to throw
Well, you know what?
out the door.
That seems fair. Sweet. So you here, I will roll. We'll say that there is a 6 in 10 chance of you easily this round, and I'm going to go ahead and roll that now. Sure enough, you reach down, you see that there is a grenade on the one that you beat to a pulp, like head slammed down. So yeah, why don't you go ahead and make a throw there?
Okay.
Easy roll.
I'm glad it's easy because I've only got 2 dice in this. I'm like the most unphysical Wookiee ever. I chose a bad overlay.
I mean, if you want to, after this session, like flip some dice around, you can.
That's a 9 anyway.
Okay. Letting it stand.
Sorry, what did I need?
It's an easy, so you need the 10.
Oh, right. I will. In that case, I'll have to spend a character point to turn that in.
How does helping work?
Great question. So the way that helping works is, I thought I saw combining actions. Let me grab that. You know what? I was looking at more than one action. So let's see. What do we want to do for our helping?
Combined actions. When multiple characters make a skill check,
There we go.
the character with the highest dice score rolls, adding +1d for each character or NPC,
Okay.
assisting them with
There
the
we
reason.
go. Cool. So that's how it works. Thank you. I was not finding it as I was scanning through, and I knew it was there.
So, do you want to add a D for me, I guess?
Well, I need a 1, so I think it should be all right, but I will roll it just for the...
Well, if you add a D from Trazic helping, you don't have to
So
spend
exactly,
a
that's what I mean,
character
but
point.
yeah, but I rolled 9, I needed a 10, but now I've got a 14. So, yeah, so on that 5, I think, yeah, Joe Pear will grab the grenade, roll over to the mostly closed door, push it through with a cry of special delivery.
And then an explosion as you just take it right outside and duck behind, and there's a gout of fire that comes through the slit of the doors, and then it is quiet. We cut to Tammet as you sliced into the panel. Let's go ahead and have you make a easy, right? You're just you're just moving a lift. It's not like they're going to put high-tech security on that. So 10 or better on a computer roll.
All right. I got 3D. We'll use the Destiny die there.
That looks terrible.
I get a 6, and
Wow.
listen, sometimes you just fail at things.
I mean, sometimes you do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Zyra, you were shot.
Yeah.
You've now been injured. The
Yeah.
lift starts to move down slowly.
Damn. Was the door still open?
Yeah, the door is still open. It's in the process of closing, but the
Okay.
stormtrooper's going to take another shot at you if you don't do
Oh,
something.
I do something. I shoot the stormtrooper. I mean, come on. What else am I gonna do?
Easy difficulty. You need a 10 or better on blaster.
I mean, that can go wrong, but doesn't. It's got a 16.
Nice. A 16 is all you needed. You hit that stormtrooper. He
Are there
falls
any more
back.
stormtroopers behind him?
You don't see any from your vantage point as on
Okay.
the lift comes back down
Okay.
to the ground level.
Okay. We need to get back up there. There might not be any stormtroopers left.
So the way that the lift works, there are doors on either side, right?
Mhm.
You come in on one side, you go up, you go out that
Mhm.
side into the thing. So the
Yeah.
other set of doors open up. Tammet, you see a pretty rough looking Zyra. She
Hey.
does not look great.
Oh,
Got shot
she.
twice.
Yeah, but she grins a little and says, "I shot 2 stormtroopers."
Great, kid. I toss Zyra my med pack,
Oh, nice.
and I say, pat yourself up. Let's get back up there.
Okay, cool. So, well,
I'll go
I
ahead
have
and-
no idea how patching yourself up works, but I think
So-
it's technical medicine, right?
Actually, there's no roll needed as long as you take time. Basically, the way that this works is just like in Lady Blackbird. You've got an
Mhm.
excuse, a narrative excuse, the med pack, and effectively you guys are in an elevator. So if we use Mass Effect logic, you can have as long of a scene as you want. You can talk about anything
Oh,
during the
right.
time that we're loading the screen for the shuttle bay.
Yeah,
must
I
have
didn't.
really broke the.
I'm telling you, I didn't see anybody up there anymore, but the door closed. Was that you?
Yeah, I meant to bring you down slowly. That's exactly what I meant to do.
Yeah, thank you. Was a good call, I guess. But well, I don't know if it was necessary, but you know, can't hurt to be careful.
Kid,
And
it
yes,
looked pretty necessary. And I'm sorry there's no stims in there, that you're just gonna have to make do with what you have, but it should cover up some of that just use that back to spray, it'll do some work. And
yeah.
Tim kind of puts his back to the wall, carbine up, waiting for the doors to open.
Well,
Presuming
I've got a sim pack in my med pack if I need it, so don't worry.
okay, yeah. Oh, you have a med pack. I didn't realize you had a med pack.
Yeah, I did. I just was like a little discombobulated.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. You should use mine, and maybe you'll toss me yours if I need it.
Yeah, sure,
Fine.
sure.
It might happen. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not. Let's
I ran
hope
out of
it
tobacco.
doesn't.
Sorry, I'm feeling a little jittery without my tobacco. It helps slow me down. All right, these doors should open any minute. The lift
Yeah.
should not be this broken. That was my mistake. Are you good? Are
The
you
doors
good?
start to open and then they finally open up.
I'm fine. Do I recover any consequences here?
You do.
Conditions here?
You can go ahead and resolve both of those conditions with that delightfully delightful elevator sequence. That is.
I'm still a little tired, but that's from walking here. So
In the med pack, it says 1 wound. Is each condition a wound? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I
Okay.
should probably tweak how the med pack.
because it just
is
said I
written.
could recover 2.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, you recovered the you had the other one from earlier, right? You had
Yeah,
the
I
tired.
have tired and I'm still tired, but I'm not trapped
Oh, there's
anymore.
no stim. There's no stim in there. Oh, yeah. If there were stims, you could recover both, but unfortunately, you're still tired.
I'll use mine. I have
Okay.
a med pack as
All
well,
right.
so I just use my stim and then we'll still have
Right
the
in
med
front of
pack
Tammet,
without-
you
yeah,
see that?
sure.
Like, oh,
I
I've got a
mean,
stim. That's no
I
problem.
mean, I'm like, oh, God, I'm a bit woozy, and then I stim myself. And I'll tell you, you shouldn't do that often, right?
No, you definitely shouldn't. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't use your stims like that. It messes you
Yeah,
up.
I've been told by my popsies a lot. But I've been told by my popsies a lot of things, and, well, you know, can't always listen.
So the lift doors open. You see you're up on the cliff. The Lambda shuttle, there is someone in the cockpit. The engines are in the process of going, like they're warming up. Yeah. So yeah, you see that this somebody's trying to get the heck out of Dodge. We cut away to Lieutenant Trazic and Jalpir. The alarms are still ongoing outside here. It's a little quieter because the explosion took out some of the klaxons in your room and with the door mostly closed, but no more stormtroopers are trying to come in.
Can I, I'm in the command center. I don't know if
You
this
are.
is the thing I can do. I've got the lieutenant's code cylinder, and as we all know, that's all you need in Star Wars to do anything within, but I'm wondering if I can lock down all the doors and close all the blast doors in the base, and lock them so that they're only openable by this code cylinder, so we can clean out basically.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Give me a we'll call this a easy, because you're in the control center, an easy computers roll.
Okay, I think I have 3 in that base. Yes, I do 3.
You do.
One of them should be a destiny dice, right? The right
Should
hand
be.
one, and I'm only looking to be a 10, correct? Okay.
Correct.
I can always spend character dice afterwards. All right. That is, I'm always just a whisker off. I'm 9, so I will spend a destiny dice, a character point, sorry, to
Okay.
get a bang on 1. So I just do it. But yeah, and if possible, shut that klaxon off at the same time. Maybe
Yeah.
the lights carry on throbbing like red, but the big sirens off.
Yeah, the klaxons shut off, click. You've popped down the blast doors. You actually notice during the access that someone was trying to go out the garage, like leave. But you've just shut the doors so they can't get out of that. You see that there is a low-level private code cylinder trying to activate, but you override it with the lieutenant's code cylinder information. And you also see that there's communication confirming from the pilot that he is leaving per protocols. So
I come in immediately to Zyra and Tamit. There's an imp on that ship. He's taken off. You gotta stop him. Use the quad lasers if you have to.
We're on it. We're on it. Hold your britches.
He says use the quad lasers if I have to. I'm gonna have to. That's just it's the way it goes. Is there does it look like
Wait,
there's
is that shuttle already taking off or are you just entering?
it hasn't left yet, right? It's in the process of like he's going through a very quick version of pre-flight checks and is
Can I
about to
shoot
try
him
to take off.
while he's in the cockpit? Is that possible?
So per trying to use a little bit of the, you could shoot, but that cockpit's pretty strong and there's actually scaling rules, so you do less damage to weapons.
Oh, okay. I mean, I could try to hop onto the shuttle and try to manually open the cockpit and shoot him then, right?
Yes, you can try that.
Sure.
It's an Imperial shuttle, right, with its like landing bay. I'm imagining it as a landing bay still open as the thing's lifting off.
Is it a landing bay or is it open air?
It's open air. So the shuttle that you're at is open air. It's up on a cliff. The thing just kind of sits down and then it.
Sounds dangerous. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Sweet. So you want to?
Never mind, Lieutenant. I'm not gonna blast it. The cat person's jumping on it. I don't know what to do.
I'm just running up and trying to open it and then get at the person inside. Because that's what you do in Star Wars, right? I've seen Jedi do that a lot on Clone Wars. Wait, I'm not a Jedi. Oh, well.
Cool. So you jump up onto the side of the Lambda shuttle. Tamit, you see what's going on. You realize you're not going to be able to shoot it down. You can do something if you want. I'm not sure what you'd want to do, but I want to make sure you've got an opportunity to react before the thing takes off.
I think well, there's the chance that she'll fall off and I'll need to shoot it down then. So Tamit's gonna head to the control thing to try and gain access to the turbo lasers. If there's a spot, I don't even know if that's a thing that would be somewhere here if I could control that, but he's gonna try.
Yeah. I mean, it's manual. I'm imagining Star Wars logic. The turret you get in and it's,
okay. Then that's
around and spin 360, that type deal. Awesome. So you're getting there as backup. If she falls off, you'll take the Lambda class shuttle out of the sky. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And he mutters under his breath. He says, "These people can't handle their stims." And jumps in.
True.
Awesome. So then let's take another look and see. You are clinging to this Lambda class shuttle as it's starting to lift off. You're maybe 15 feet above the ground, 3-4 meters at the point that you're trying to enter this place. Let's see, what is an appropriate action here?
Agility. And Dave wrote that he had an action he wanted to perform.
Let's jump back to Job here. So we cut away. We see Zyra hanging on to the Lambda class shuttle. What is Jalpir doing now that you guys have secured the control?
Well, presuming the comms are open to the shuttle, I would like to inform that pilot that we already have turbo lasers trained on him. If he puts down the shuttle, he will survive the day.
Ooh.
Yes.
All right. Let's see if you can properly intimidate him. He knows that he'll probably be able to see the turret moving because of Tammet. So let's have
Does
you
that,
roll the
does that count as helping? Because my threat is real.
Your threat is absolutely real. That can certainly count as helping Zyra get onto the ship if that's your intent, or you could potentially just make the roll to see if this person will land the shuttle again for fear of being shot out of the sky.
I think he's asking if him seeing the turbo lasers helps his roll.
Yeah.
Because he knows.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes. Tammet is helping you with intimidating. Take an extra die. Sorry, I misunderstood.
So there's mixed blessings, right? I rolled a 6, 6, 5, and a 1, but the 1 was on the destiny dice. So that's an 18.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so here's what happens. You give the stern command, the pilot calls back over the comms, okay, I'm landing. And then the ship starts to come down. Zyra and Tammet, as you guys realize, oh, good, something happened. Like, Tammet, you're not going to have to fire. That's when the shadow of some kind of winged creature comes over your heads, and Zyra, this thing flies in over, and it's very large. It actually kind of body butts the cockpit of the Lambda class shuttle, and the shuttle, as it's starting to land, it kind of skits a little bit. And I want to know, what do you do?
Do I get the shuttle open?
Yeah, you got the door open. You were able to pry
Okay.
it open.
Okay, then I have to go in, stun the pilot, and take over the controls. Easy peasy.
Sweet. So you come rushing in. Tammet, you see this very large, like, pterodactyl creature with a person on its back commanding it.
Had that, didn't you?
I did.
And
And it just hit the Lambda class shuttle hard. And you see that they have some kind of weird long, like, blaster rifle, kind of like Sand People kind of rifle, little ancient. Yeah, so that's the question. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Is there anything on here that has like a
There's no stun setting on turbo.
No stun
Okay.
setting. I'm actually not going to shoot at it. I kind of want to communicate with it. I was kind of wondering if there's like a megaphone or like a
like loudspeakers or something.
Yeah, loudspeakers out here to talk.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Quick poll. Does that feel like a thing, or you just got to yell?
I feel like a little, like one of those microphones that you can pull towards you, right? Like it's there along the control board of the thing, like Shuttle 5, look, come in for landing bay, like Squad 5, reports, whatever.
You can do that.
Yeah,
You can.
Seems
good.
logical.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of pull the mic towards me, and I'm going to say, this Imperial remnant base is now under the ownership and control of the New Republic. State your business. Stand down. Don't interfere. We're here to help. And maybe it just confuses them. I don't know, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
Okay, it sounds like you're trying to negotiate with them in a way, right? Because you're not deceiving, you're not commanding per se. Although, if you either one of those, you're still using perception, and you don't have a skill in that. And we'll call it moderate. I'm sorry, but like, this person's in attack mode, and they probably not listening a whole lot. So
it's a long shot. So, all right, I'm gonna do 3 dice, and then the black die for the destiny die, and I get a 12. So moderate is what, 15?
It is.
All right, I'm gonna use a character point and roll an extra die.
Man, you are just burning through those character points, but I love it.
All right, so I need a 3 or higher.
Jeez, yet again.
I got a
6.
6.
Awesome. So the Zyra, you stun this pilot. He's like, I'm already retreating. Boom, and he hit him.
Yeah, I'm not talking right now. I need to get to pilot the ship because it's listing.
That's right. It's listing and it's kind of skidding off. It looks like it may go off the cliff if you don't do something.
It's not. I'm a pilot. I mean, I'm a pilot, right? I can do this.
Give me a moderate roll to recover this thing without causing any further damage to
And that's with pilot, right?
It is with pilot.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. I need this one as well. So it's 15 I need, right?
You need a 15.
Wow. I've rolled wait, that's a 12, 13, 14. I'm using a character point.
Hold on. Before you do that, you also get to use the mobility dice of the Lambda class shuttle, which has 2 dice. So roll 2 more dice.
Okay, then I've done it because I'm at 14, and if I roll 2 more dice, even if I roll 2
even
at once.
Awesome.
And I also rolled 1 on the destiny die, of course. Sorry.
Did you?
Awesome. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Fun, right?
I think you actually go off the side of the cliff and have to engage. That's your complication, is you don't stop it before it skids all the way off.
I love that. I love that. I go off and I fall a little because just for the fun, really, because hey, that's what I'm good at. But it might not look like that for the others.
Yeah, you see, Tamit, first of all, the Beast Rider stops attacking and kind of flies off. A pterodactyl creature like flies away. Maybe it's banking around again. And then you see you're like, oh, thank goodness. Then the Lambda class shuttle goes over the side of the cliff and disappears.
Tamit jumps on the comm link with Lieutenant and Joper, and he's just like, the kid went over the cliff. They're all stimmed up. They don't know what they're doing.
And then Zyra, when you do recover just before you hit the trees, what does that look like as you take control of the Lambda?
I mean, I'm still a little bit on that stun pilot, but yeah, I'm just flipping that switch and then pulling up on the handles and the Lambda class thingy. What's the name? Fighter. No, shuttle recovers and just skims the treetops just a little. There is a little screech noise, and then the shuttle just goes up straight up, and I'm going on the comm and I'm saying, might be stimmed up, but I'm still a good pilot.
And you hear that as well, Lieutenant Trezik and Tamit, as you guys all hear that Zyra Tarvo has recovered the Lambda class shuttle.
I think that celebration over the comms, and I just look at Joe Pierre, and it's that sort of disbelief, kind of like, what the hell? And then the star wipe across, right?
Cool. So we will. There are a couple of things. The Beast Rider flies away. They don't come back. The remaining staff are not stormtroopers, and they are not bought into dying for the cause. So you end up with a number. I'm going to roll 2d10. Eight Imperial prisoners, as you guys have successfully secured Whisper Base in deep in the jungles of Arda 2. We have a little bit of time. Are there any refresh scenes that people would like to have to clear up any of your remaining conditions before we bring this session to a close?
I mean, are we still hunted?
That's a great question. So I think that through the narrative, you were being hunted by Beast Riders, and Tamit was able to ward them off, saying that Whisper Base has been secured. So you may remove the hunted condition.
Thank you.
I was going to suggest for myself, I think when Zyra comes back in on the shuttle, Tamit is so absolutely out of his gourd excited that she did that she jumped on top of the shuttle, broke into it and flew it back, that it kind of wipes away the anger that he was feeling towards her for getting them and getting reckless. And he just kind of claps her on the shoulder and says, "Kid, you're a wild one, but you did it. You know what you're doing."
Yeah, I do. Whew. I think I might need some, I don't know.
I open up like a little pouch of tobacco and I say, this will level you off.
Ah, thank you. Thank you, Tana. That's appreciated for sure. I was getting a little tired over here. And I think I'll take the tobacco and might relieve the tired, at least a bit.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds
Nice.
good. And then that resolves Tamit's angry. What about for Jalpir? You are angry and lost.
You're muted.
I think Zhao Pei looks at devastation outside and in, and looks to Cal and says, "Is this what the Republic will be? Built on the bones of those foolish enough to follow their masters? All those we've asked to put down their weapons have done so willingly, except, of course, the stormtroopers. Kicks where the armors.
Well, better this than built on the bones of the people they enslaved."
Says, perhaps. It is better
Listen.
not to be enslaved, but it is important that we do not make the mistakes of the past.
Yeah, I think that's just a slow nod from Cal.
I go rummage around in the lieutenant's office. He said, "He is an officer. Surely somewhere inside you there's going to be whiskey."
Yeah. Hey, is that some Alderanian brandy? Man, they ain't making that no more.
Do you know, it always seemed foolish to me that the Empire destroyed Alderaan. They were far less vengeful than the Wookiees.
Yeah, look around at the dented. I think the dented helmet of that stormtrooper. Yeah. Is that angry or lost that you're clearing there, or both? I guess I don't know.
I don't know. Am I allowed to clear one or both? One per scene, I would imagine, right? So
One per scene, I think.
I think it's the angry I'm clearing, reflecting a little there on who we are.
Nice.
I mean, I
Nice.
imagine we get back to the other two, and I'm a bit over the moon about the whole thing. That was a lot of fun. I mean, okay, I got shot a bit, but it was a lot of fun. Like, I jumped on this shuttle, and then that started, and then it was hit by this beast rider. And then I think Tamet intimidated that beast rider, and then I got stunned the pilot, and then I flew the ship, and there was a lot of, I mean, it worked, and we did it, didn't we? We did, right? We did. And I'm looking at the two of you.
Mission accomplished, I guess. Where do we go from here is the question, isn't it? Really. Now we're
supposed to suppose the mission was like establish a base here, but I guess we can't do that with the four of us sitting in the jungle. I mean, it's not what I'm here for.
Was the lieutenant knocked out? Was that?
Yeah, stunned him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Joe Pierre will take him and plonk his head in a bucket of water until he awakens and smiles full of fangs and says, "Tell me of General Dardano and where we may find him, for I wish to use his skull as a drum."
Yeah. Oh man, he sputters a little bit. It's like his hair's falling over his eyes. Well, it's military cut, so his hair's down on his scalp a little bit there, and he looks up at you, Wookiees. I don't speak Wookiee.
I can translate for you. He will eat your face unless you tell him where he can find what was his name? General Dardano.
Won't do you any good. General Dardano, once he knows the Whisper base has been compromised, will go out of his way to destroy all of you, rebel scum. And he flinches a little bit. He will definitely flinch when the Wookiee yells in his face.
So I never find that you have to speak Wookiee to know what it wants from you. Maybe we just leave him to have a private conversation, huh?
I will teach him elocution as well as Wookiee.
And I go like, oh, I can't be around to watch that. Better turn your eyes, kid. Leave the Wookiee to it.
Can we have a? I think don't we have a line on torture by the PCs?
We're not actually doing it. This is the thing. It's
Okay.
just
Okay, it's just
yeah.
intimidation. Okay,
Yeah.
just wanted
Yeah.
to check. Okay,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Sarah's like, oh, we Sigurians, and I'm taking out my knife and start to clean my fingernails. We Sigurians are really good at this stuff, so maybe I'll learn something here.
And I think we will. Yeah, there is of course the slight terror that we see on the stiff upper lip of this lieutenant, and we know that he is going to give over some of the information. And I think with that we will bring the session to a close. You guys successfully retook Whisper Base, or took over Whisper Base. There's no retake, you just took it. So I'm going to grant everyone 4 character points. You burned through a lot of them, but regaining force points. There are even officially rules on how you get those back, so I will figure that out between sessions on how that happens. I'm not going to be too punitive, because I do think that once a session crazy thing that you pull off is really fun. So with that, I'd love to transition into a little bit of post-game feedback. If you guys have some time in our remaining few minutes here, I'd love to do some stars and wishes. This is a 5-session series, so definitely get some early wishes out there on the board for anything you'd like to see in the future. We'll start with wishes so we can end with stars. And with wishes, any critical feedback that you have for this hack of a hack of a hack is more than welcome, because I want to make sure that it's fun for us and not frustrating. And then, of course, also wishes are for specifically, like, I wish to see X or Y, or I want to see so-and-so pay off. So who would like to go first with wishes?
I can jump in. For wishes, I think I would like to see the chance to navigate some jungles or wilds. And this is based solely around like what Tammet's kind of built towards, it seems like, on a sheet. And a chance for like long range encounters or sniping or something like that. I think that could be fun for Tammet in particular. And I'm excited that next adventure he's probably going to be out of stim, so he's going to have a harder time.
Got it. Thank you, Cody.
I can go. So I enjoyed the system a lot. I don't know. I think I need to get used to the rules to provide any like feedback on like how I'd want to see it changed, kind of thing. One thing I did really like was that conditions clearing thing, though, at the end. That was really cool. But in terms of like narrative, really, rather than mechanics, like I want to loot the hell out of this base. We've got an ATST, we've got speeder bikes, and a Lambda shuttle. And I guess like, NPCs that can take care of the logistics while the hero characters are doing the fun stuff, right? So we don't have to be like, oh, well, did we lock the back door before we left, kind of things.
Yeah.
And otherwise, vehicles. The use of said vehicles.
Cool. Just to answer that before we move on, my hope was that you guys would successfully retake Whisper Base. It is part of a forward base, which means this will be kind of your home for at least half of the series, unless things tilt or go crazy. Meaning, yeah, some more New Republics will show up. You probably need to recruit as well, deal with the Imperials that you have. A little bit of that we'll handle at the first and the next session, but I'm super into that idea. The like little bit of a base kind of home away from home is very interesting to me. So I'm glad that you like that. Thank you, Will. Sabine or Dave?
I mean, I would like, contrary to what to Cody's wish. I mean, not complimenting Cody's wish. I would like to see some space action with the Dreaming Gundark, because that's a ship and we got to fly it, right? At least for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the time, but just
You're a
trips
pilot, and having you not pilot at all is not
Yeah.
interesting at all. I want you to do pilot stuff
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, but I think Tammet is a scout and has good survival skills, so we need to survive at some point.
Cool.
But yeah,
Cool.
Oh, and I would like to see the backgrounds of all the characters come into play at least a little, instead of just being on point and mission and stuff like that, because we have Joe here and his mission to avenge the enslaved Wookiees, and I don't know Kel's background, but I'd love to find out, and I really love to find out how Tammet got hooked up with Stims, and how whoever it was, I think Tammet, how he got so rich before we started this session.
Yeah, so many credits.
And I mean, I need to confront my bounty hunter friends probably at some point. Yeah.
I think a lot of it's been covered. I think having a reason to go after General Dardano, other than he's just an Imperial, I think I'd like the flashback or have reasons around that to be selfish, but I think otherwise it's just faceless Imperials rather than real nemesis to take out.
Awesome. I completely agree with that. Sounds good. Kind of the old move your way up the ladder of lieutenants to get to the main guy. Sounds fun. David, because you went last on wishes, you get to go first on stars. Any stars you'd like to hand out to fellow players or talk about moments of the game that you really enjoyed?
I excuse me, I loved the mad dash by Zyra to try and steal the shuttle by climbing on it. That was totally crazy Star Wars and felt fun. That was something I would definitely call out.
I agree. Cool. Sabine, any stars you'd like to hand out?
I mean, sure. I like the team. I like that Wookiee with his bowcaster and force pike. And also like Kel with just, I'm throwing a grenade now. Yeah, we should take prisoners, but not really. We need to survive to take prisoners. I like that attitude. I love the scenes I had with Tammet when he just was like, oh my gosh, there was an explosion. What do I do now? Oh, I shoot him. I love that character. That is a fun character, especially since Zyra is pretty much used to explosions and like, what's the big deal about an explosion? Things explode all the time where I'm from. So yeah, I really like this. I liked all of it, and stars for everything, I guess. Yay. And the system, I really like the refreshing mechanism. I think somebody else said that, but I really like that. That was a lot of fun because it gets us to have scenes with our characters where they interact. We can see that.
Cool. Thank you very much, Sabine. Will, you're up.
Yeah, I loved coding in the stim fix and that coming through on the sort of like the jitters, and I loved the Devil Maker recklessness and Zhao Pier's noble barbarian rage, kind of the prince of his people here to free them and break the chains of the empire and all of that. That was great. It really does feel like we've got a D&D paladin or whatever running around with us. It's perfect for this tone. Star Wars fantasy, right? And I enjoyed the fact that we split up a lot, frankly, because I always enjoy when things are going slightly wrong in one place and differently in another, when them running backwards and forwards.
I really enjoyed how we were able to get things to roll into each other. Like one person's thing would affect somebody else and somebody else was like helping each other. So while you were physically separated, it really felt like a concerted team effort to do the thing, which I really enjoyed. It was cool. Thank you, Will. Cody, what about you? Any stars not used up?
Stars not used up. Well, yeah, I think everybody covered most of what's going on. I love everybody's characters. I think everybody brings something really unique and distinct to like the table and the kind of group. I was a little worried that maybe Will and I, because we were both playing soldiers, would be too close, but I think, you know, Lieutenant Trazic is obviously different, and I think that, you know, you did a good job of that. I was kind of hesitant to split the party, so just because that's, you know, the nature, but it's like it really did work out well, especially for this kind of, you know, concise session of 3 hours. Like, it allowed us to get through a lot of stuff, and I think that was really cool. I also just want to give stars to the guys. You guys hacking this game. I mean, I think it's really fun so far. The system works. It reminds me of the West End game, but I feel like it is a lot simpler, so that's nice to be able to just roll quickly and make things happen. And I also like that you're, you know, leveraging an existing adventure, because I personally like to play these published adventures because they get published. You know, I want to try out. There's this whole wealth of adventures and all these systems that I love that I never get to play because we always homebrew, and that's great. But it's like, it's cool to see you take a bunch of stuff and get the most juice out of it. So I'm excited to keep playing it. Yeah. So stars.
Fantastic. Cool. Thank you all. Here we are, 1 minute till. We're going to end exactly on time. Thank you all so much for playing with me. This has been fun. I can't wait to continue this series next week.